And I know that you haven't had the benefit of the Lou and Rob education on the U.S. Constitution. But in a nutshell, the Constitution, it gives powers to make war, and it's shared by both the executive and the legislative in different ways. The commander-in-chief of the military, that's the executive, Article 2. The president is charged with directing the armed forces, right? But Congress, meanwhile, has the power to declare war and to raise and support armies. That's in Article 1. So there's a conflict because, like what we have now, we have people in Congress, for example, saying, you didn't consult us. We haven't declared war. We have the right to, raise and support armies and this and that. And so therefore, you've overstepped your bounds. And there's some other legislation we'll get to in addition to this. But, Trump is saying, wait a minute. No. Under my authority in Article 2, I'm the commander in chief. And as Lou said, this is a defensive action. And therefore, I'm here to defend, because my oath is to defend and support the Constitution. I'm here to defend and support this country as well.
And I mean, and sort of, and taking back, looking at it historically, as far as when Congress has actually declared war, the last time that Congress has ever actually declared war was World War II.
Right.
That was it. Everything else has been seen as some type of military military operation. The Korean War,
right,
the Vietnam War, the actions in Grenada, for those who remember them, the action, the global war on terrorism, all those actions, there was never actually a declaration of war.
Right.
And that's one, I think
back
that's
to both, and it goes
issue.
back to both Republican and Democrat
Right.
presidents. And so help me God. I know this is not a political podcast as we talk about.
Right.
And when Lou and I were off camera before, I said, the hypocrisy of both sides makes me ill, because as we've talked about, Truman, Democrat, he latches onto the fact that this is a UN peacekeeping operation, quote unquote, or UN policing operation in Korea. Vietnam starts off with taking over from where the French were, and we're doing this under the guise of, and there are a bunch of different excuses that go on. Never consulted Congress to do anything. And the war went on for, at least the United States involvement, over a decade. We talk about Grenada in 1983. We talk about, and that was under Reagan, Republican. We have Bill Clinton with Kosovo and bombing, in 1999. We've talked about Obama with Libya, and it goes on and on. So both sides, when they've been in the White House, have used this. And when they're not in the White House, we hear complaints about, you haven't, consulted Congress. Drives me bananas.